When it comes to kids, I'm sure like most parents, superhero parents love them all equally. But just because they love them an equal amount doesn't mean their children can be considered equal when it comes to their power levels. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. Today we're going to be taking a look once more at some of Spider-Man's kids, but this time we are ranking them in terms of power levels. Who will make it all the way to the tippy top? Join me in finding out who some of the most powerful children of Spider-Man are, or Spider-Folks. After all, when it comes to the Marvel-verse, there is more than one Spider-Man and Spider-Woman. If you love learning about all things Marvel-verse, be sure to click over here and check out our All Marvel Videos playlist. And stick around to the end of this video where I will have some bonus content coming your way. Alright, now let's get counting. Number 10. Claire Parker. Claire Parker, along with help from her twin brother Ben, managed to defeat the villain known as Morlun. She and Ben appeared in the acclaimed 6-issue limited series Spider-Man Life Story. Following her and her brother's defeat of Morlun, Claire would become inspired to set out and become a hero of her own, adopting a similar look to that of the alternate Spider-Man daughter, Mayday Parker. It's assumed Claire has powers similar to that of her dad, as does her brother Ben, at least he likely did before he was injured in the fight against Morlun. In Life Story, Peter shared his thoughts on Claire's prowess as a hero, saying that she was twice the hero he was at her age, and that she showed great promise as a leader. Number 9. Spider-Man. This Spider-Man is an alternate version of Jessica Drew's son, Gerald Drew. This alternate, however, hails from Earth 8. We don't know much about him, but we do know he is one of the Spider-Men on the Earth 8 superhero team, the Amazing 8. In the main reality of Earth 616, baby Gerald Drew does not yet have any powers, but in this alternate reality where Jerry appears to be an accomplished superhero, it's more than likely that his powers mirror that of his mother's. This wouldn't be the first reality where we'd see Jerry grow up to have superpowers either. Number 8. Spider-Girl. This spider daughter is basically an alternate version of the ever-popular Mayday Parker. The main difference being we didn't see as much of her as the original version. She hails from the alternate Earth of 1122, appearing in Universe X. The other main difference is that it suggested her father was not in fact Peter Parker, but his clone, Ben Reilly. Number 7. Benji Parker. Also known as Benjamin Parker, Benji is the son of Peter Parker and Mary Jane. He's also the youngest brother of Mae Parker and hails from Earth in 982. At a young age, he found himself taken over by the Carnage symbiote merged with that little tyke. This event is believed to have triggered his spider-like abilities, which manifested when he was still a toddler, much to his parents' annoyance. Imagine trying to look after a kid who can crawl around on the ceiling. Because his powers manifested so young, it is believed that Benji could grow up to become more powerful than both his father and his sister. Number 6. Venom. Not only does the Mae Parker of Earth 9997 have the powers of Spider-Man, being his and Mary Jane's daughter, but she also possesses the power of the symbiote known as Venom. Mae Parker's willpower is also so great that she actually managed to bend the symbiote to her will, who had originally bonded with her in an attempt to turn her against her father and make her evil. Mae, however, refused to give in, although her father doubted how much control she truly had over the suit, making their relationship more complicated. Mae was also trained by Daredevil, who helped her to hone her spider sense so that she could use it to not just sense danger, but to also zero in on her enemies and those in danger. This newfound sense of control also helped her to subdue the vengeful symbiote Venom when it originally came for her, soothing it and merging with it. Number 5. Spider-Girl. Charlotte doesn't just share the powers of most spider folk, but is also known for being an adept detective, a skill you don't commonly see among many of the spider folks. Spider-Girl is Charlotte Morales-Stacy, for those not familiar. She is from Earth 8, an alternate Earth where an adult Gwen and Miles ended up settling down, got married, and had kids. They have a son and daughter together, and Charlotte is that daughter. Spider-Girl is part of the team known as the Amazing 8, who operate out of Earth 8, and has even shown leadership skills, convincing her teammates to help out an alternate version of their mom, who we'd know as the original Gwen Stacy from Earth 65. Number 4. Spider-Boy. Of course, I can't just talk about his sister and not talk about Max. Maximilian Morales-Stacy is a brother of Charlotte and son of Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy. Often referred to as Max or Spider-Boy, he's also a member of the Amazing 8 superhero team that operates out of Earth 8 and inherited powers from both of his famous superhero parents. He is super strong and can lift up to 10 tons currently. Not only that, but his super strength and durability have enabled his legs to be powerful enough to leap a shorter building in a single bound. We're not talking about skyscrapers here, but he can at least jump a few stories high, which is still pretty impressive. Not only that, but Max can use his pheromones to influence and manipulate others, possesses the same bioelectric Venom blast powers as his dad, and he also has Spidey sense. Number 3. Spiderling. Spiderling is Mae Parker from the alternate Earth of 18119, aka Dr. Doom's Battle World. She is unique when it comes to her powers in the sense that her Spidey sense is more in-depth or more powerful than her dad's. It can sometimes give her insight into the future, and she's even managed to use it as a psychic attack before, something we've never really seen Peter do. While most legacy super kids don't usually show signs of powers until they hit puberty, Annie's powers also began to manifest at a younger age, implying, like Lil Benji, that she could likely grow up to be way more powerful than her dad. When she was just a kid, she thought her middle name was No and not May, as her parents were always calling out Annie no every time she innocently used her powers. Like when she went to retrieve her lost ball by lifting up the car it had rolled underneath. Annie no! Number 2. Spider-Woman. Mayday Parker is one of the most famous and popular spider folks of the multiverse, and for good reason. She originally went by the alias Spider-Girl when she was younger, but is now more often referred to in her adult years as Spider-Woman. She hails from Earth 982, an alternate reality where MJ and Peter settled down and had kids. May ended up developing spider-like abilities similar to but different than her father's. Or, well, it's more that she found different ways to make use of them. For example, she's been shown to be able to use her Spidey sense to find the weak spots in her opponents, striking at points that she senses would be the least dangerous for her to attack, so the most likely to help take them down. When May first came on the scene, she impressed the heck out of experienced superhero Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, as well, who was so impressed he joined his friend Peter for coffee just to gush about how amazing and skilled he thought May, Peter's daughter, was as a superhero. Number 1. Mae Parker. What? But what child of Spider-Man could possibly be greater than Mayday Parker? Well, I don't know if greater is an all-around accurate adjective to apply here, but more powerful? Definitely. This is Mae Parker from Earth 91110. We only get to see her as a baby, mind you, but she is so full of promise, I had to include her. This child of Spider-Man comes to us from the 89 What If series. She is featured at the tail end of issue 31. This What If story asks the question of what if Spider-Man had not lost his cosmic powers, and basically not given up his mantle as Captain Universe, a version of Peter Parker who is Spider-Man but imbued with the Uni power or Enigma Force. At the end of this What If, Peter still does end up relinquishing these cosmic matter manipulation and kind of reality warping powers, and as such even sacrifices his own original powers when he realizes the Uni power is actually clouding his sense of judgment. So after that he becomes completely depowered. Later on, following these events, MJ gives birth to their daughter, which was likely conceived during the time in which Peter was imbued with the Enigma Force, as she seems to have been born with it. You can see it in her eyes. And so Enigma Force baby is likely the most powerful alternate Spider-Man child that we'll probably never see again. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. Who are some of your favorite of Spider-Man's children? If you could see any of his kids team up, who would you most want to see join forces? Spider-Girls, anyone? That's one of my favorite comics that's a Spider-Person team up. And do you have a favorite alternate universe when it comes to legacy super kids? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Most Powerful Superheroes with Nothing to Lose. Profile pic not accurate comments. I personally don't see Homelander, Injustice Superman as heroes though, and I actually think that despite what happened to him thus far, Batman has everything to lose, namely the Bat Fam. But hey, these are not critiques, I still love the vid. Thank you so much for watching and for that love right back at ya. I think when it comes to Homelander and Injustice Superman, it's a matter of perspective. We might not see them as superheroes, but in their own world they very much are, and Injustice Superman did start out as a hero, but he is definitely less so now. But to the world of the boys, to the public, Vought's heroes are actually heroes. So although Homelander might not be a hero to us as the readers and viewers, he would be a hero to the people in that world. He just appears more villainous because we're coming at it from the perspective of Butcher and the boys. As for Batman, I cannot deny regular Batman has a lot to lose, but the version I was talking about, not so much. The Dark Multiverse will do that to you. King writes, I love this channel. I never knew much about comic books, but this channel taught me so much. Oh, I'm so happy. I hope we've helped to inspire you to get into comics and read some interesting stories. I personally feel like all the content that I help to create here on the channel constantly inspires me to want to read and explore more and more of the comic book world. There's just so many good comics and not enough time. Elliot Canada shares, when you started to say John Constantine, my brain told me it should have been John Connor from the Terminator films. I mean, I feel like John actually has the fate of the world on his shoulders, which is a lot to lose, as he's supposed to, be the guy, the savior in Terminator, but I guess that he himself would go at great lengths and pretty much risk everything in the fight against Skynet. So, I feel you. I wish we talked about Terminator nerd things more here on this channel. I'm all about those nerd things. Give me some more Terminator. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your thoughts and feels shouted out in a future video. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight. Till next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.